Hey everybody, welcome. It's Still Sober with John Raven. If you're a sober person, hope you're staying sober. If you're not a sober person, hope you're staying sane. Good day. Good day to you. Hope you're doing all right. Let's see. Can I hear myself testing my headphones while recording? Isn't professional at all. Um I don't have I just wanted to there's something that's bugging me, and rather than go into anything of real substance, I just wanted to bitch about something, which is the uh, what is the point of calling somebody a Nepo baby? What's the point of pointing it out other than being a hater? You know what I mean? Because it's thrown around like most things. It's a term that people like to use because it's just like, it's a Nepo baby. Like it's a very dismissive, this everything, it throws out all context of a person and just throws it all out with just one dismissive, like, it's a Nepo baby. As if that particular person didn't have any struggles of their own, doesn't say whether or not that, yes, maybe they were given an opportunity that other people could not because of who their parents were. But does that mean that they did not earn it themselves once they got an opportunity? This is usually actors. This is usually somebody in Hollywood or whatever that it's because of who their parents are. That's why that's why where they're at. But I mean, okay, but are they assholes? Are they pieces of shit? Are they not talented? Are they not great at what they do? And if they suck, isn't it just easier just to kind of go at them for being a terrible actor or just a talentless hack? Like you could just trash them for being devoid of any talent, but that's not what it is. They use Nepo baby because it's like, that just throws it out because they don't want to go into it. They don't want to learn any details or anything. It's just somebody you don't like. And it's, like most things, it's a nice dismissive thing to throw at somebody because you don't feel good about what you've not accomplished or have accomplished. You don't feel, you're self-conscious about your own successes and failures that you got to shit on somebody else. I don't mind trash talking, but it feels like if you're throwing out Nepo baby, you just want to dismiss of somebody because you don't like them. You're not enjoying trashing somebody for just being dreadful at their job. Because there's a lot of fun in just trashing somebody who's shit. Really, what it is it's just another example of people learning a buzzword and getting to use it over and over again, like gaslighting, trauma, mental health. It's really interesting to me the amount of people that are familiar with terminology, talking about how important mental health is. And the people who talk about their mental health are the most broken or emotionally retarded people. Like they don't they can use the words to describe things, but then they overuse it or they use the words incorrectly. They any kind of things that have happened in their life that is like, oh, just just regular life shit that happens to you suddenly is trauma. I'm like, that's not adversity isn't trauma, you guys. It's just it's that kind of thing. So the Nepo baby thing is just kind of thrown out there, and it completely goes from it completely diverges off to the point people are tired of it now. To the point now, people are being very apologetic of it or trying to explain themselves, like, oh, I don't mean it negatively. Yeah, you do. It's a negative term. Nobody says, oh, but fortunately he's a Nepo baby, so everything's great. Like, that's not, mom, dad, I'm marrying a Nepo baby. It's not a thing. Like, but people are doing that now. They're all like, no, it's just nice. People, you just recognize that as a Nepo baby, they've had more advantages than other people. Why? Why should people recognize everybody has less advantages than some people and more advantages than others? And I'm not talking about, and I'm not talking about disenfranchised groups. I'm just talking about in general. Like, this is just it's just that's the way life is. That's why context is important. Everybody everybody's had different things that have happened to them. It's not a competition. We're not all competing to see who suffered the most. Oh, look at me. Everybody wants to pretend that they want to that they're overcoming adversity that isn't there. It's not everybody. There's a lot of people though that's like they want to be recognized for overcoming adversity that they didn't actually do. It's like, I just want the recognition. I don't want the actual struggle part. I just want to be part of a group. That's why I'm autistic, because I'm slightly on the spectrum. I self-diagnosed myself. Okay, great. I'm sure the nonverbal guy who's had to work all his life to get where he is really appreciates you sweeping in at the last minute going, me too, guy. Um, but that's the thing about Nepo baby. That comes from nepotism. And nepotism is specifically somebody who gets a job that they didn't earn because the boss was a relative, it's a family member. That's what that is. Not that somebody got an opportunity or somebody got the interview, one of the interviews. Somebody was able to interview. It's the boss hired a family member. That's nepotism. However, the biggest thing that happens in this world that sucks is not nepotism. That's not great. I mean, we see it, we see it in the White House right now, but that's not the big thing. The big thing is cronyism, which is cronyism is basically giving like the jobs or advantages to friends, personal favorites, allies, fellow alumnus from the same school, the I knew a guy thing, just ignoring merit completely and bam, that's cronyism. That's actually way more common and way more destructive, but probably that hasn't catch on because cronyism isn't as easy to say as nepotism. Cronyism is kind of confusing. You can't you can't nickname it up because crone baby sounds like an infant with a disorder. That's not as cool. Oh, as a crony baby, that's not really it's not a thing. It's kind of uncomfortable. It's like, is that a sickness? Because it sounds like Crohn's disease. I know it does. I know, but but that's what irritates me is that it's like we don't use our words right, and people don't know words. Nobody really reads. There are people that read. More people need to read. Listening to an audiobook is not reading. Uh, that irritates the shit out of me as well. I read this book. Did you read the book? Or did you listen to the author speak the book out loud and think that you absorbed the material the same way? Because that isn't the same. It isn't. It's if you don't have the attention span to read, which most people don't, I get it. Then by all means, audiobooks are great, especially if you got to work and you want to listen to something while you're working 8 hours a day, and you don't want to listen to the same 8 bands that you listen to for once. You want to listen to something. Yeah, it's great, but you can't sit there and go, I read this novel. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Fucking stolen valor with your non-reading ass. But that's the thing. It's cronyism. And the thing is, I've benefited from cronyism. Two of my jobs that I've gotten, the two biggest jobs that I've gotten in the past, not my current job, but the two biggest jobs when I was young, I got because of another comedian that was working there, got me gave me the reference. Was like, yeah, 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 this guy's good, which is crazy because I wouldn't recommend a single comedian to do work. That's nuts. But yeah, until I shit you not, until I got sober, never got a job because of an interview. I interview poorly, poorly, which kind of reflects. I'm like right now, I'm trying to hire some people for to drive for us, and I am a very loose interview type of person. I'm like, I interpret, I look through the resume kind of, I'm like, all right, I don't, kind of ignore the bullshit that I know is AI generated. I just like, all right, let's just get to the heart of the matter because I freak them all out because I'm contacting them via email going, hey, can I call you? I want to talk to you on the phone. And then I'll talk to them on the phone and it eliminates half of them because they don't reply back, or I talk to them on the phone and then I tell them exactly what we're looking for. And that, basically, by the way, not breaking any new news. It was in the job description, but people don't read, or they're using some kind of, I don't know, they're just mass applying to everybody, right? And I don't blame them, but I'm like, I want to talk to you like a person, see who you are, then have you come meet me in person. But yeah, I didn't interview well. I don't interview well. So cronyism isn't necessarily all bad, but I mean, it's especially when it's low level cronyism. It's like, ooh, I used my connections to get a customer service phone job. Like it's like it's not that evil. I'm like, oh no, that could have gone to somebody equally unqualified who probably would have quit within 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 days, because that's how customer service works. But yeah, but that's the thing is that nobody uses that term. It's just not as cool. And you know what? And the last thing about this is this. I just want to clarify here. I'm not against you being a hater, but own it and be creative. If you're gonna talk shit, talk shit. Don't be dismissive. The phrase Nepo baby is hack. Don't be a hack. Don't be a snitch. Don't be a hack. Try to be original. You know, it's just do that. I mean, I encourage the shit talking. It's it's a great way to relieve stress as long as your whole thing is not shit talking. And occasionally you got to let off some steam. I totally get it, but just come on. Don't let being a hater be your identity. And if you're going to hate, at least be creative, be funny. Get to the heart of the matter. Really nail down why they suck, why you don't like somebody, why they're suck. I mean, their knees look weird. I don't care. Just go for what it really is. Be honest. Keep it entertaining. Stillsoberpod at gmail.com for any questions or comments that are positive to neutral. Short and sweet this week. We'll see you next week. All right. Later.